and welcome to Book 101 Review. Book 101 is all about the books that I read for the last 40 years. And today I have my special guest. One of his advocacy, the world is full of good. When you believe it, you see it. Keep doing that. And the author of the book, and it's a debut book, Twin Socks, no other than Mr. Nicholas Adkins.
Hello, Daniel.
Wel-
Thank you for having me
Welcome.
on. It's good to see you. Yeah.
Yes, welcome, Mr. Nicholas on Book 101 Review. And can you please introduce more about yourself that I messed?
Yeah, sure. My name is
Please
Nicholas
invite,
Adkins.
introduce more yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. My name is Nicholas Adkins. I'm the co founder of Pink Socks Life, which is a nonprofit charitable organization that's focused on spreading love and kindness around the world. We had our 10th birthday this past April. So we've been doing this for 10 years. And it really is about pink socks. I mean, there are literally are pink socks. And it's built on this ethos of gifting. And so people gift each other pink socks. Over 300,000 pairs of these pink socks have been gifted all around the world. And like you said in the beginning there, the label of the sock says that the world is full of good. When you believe it, you see it. Keep doing that. And so I wrote a book that just came out this month, November the 4th. And it tells the story of how these socks became a symbol of love and connection, the history about how that came to be, and then a collection of stories along the way to remind us how we're all connected. And the most important thing that we can do in each now is show up with love and kindness.
Yes, and thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and wisdom to the world, Mr. Nick. Thank you. And today let's talk about the book itself. The title combines with a very real symbol, pin socks. How does this fictional narrative of something good that you shared to the world?
Yeah, so it's not really fiction. It's a it's a historical marker of how the movement began and what's happened over these past 10 years and how we've become involved in so many different verticals, whether it's from healthcare or helping school teachers teach kids about kindness and empathy and compassion and cooperation, anti-bullying, all those things that grow good humans for the world and beyond. It's how we each show up in every connection that we make, standing in line at the post office or on the train or on the bus. We each have a choice to make of how we interact with people. And that choice, if we make it intentionally with love and kindness, we change the world one person at a time. That's what the book's about.
To change the world. So, can you give us, Mr. Nick, 5 steps to change the world itself?
I don't know about 5 steps, but I think that, there's a path that we're each walking down. And the most important thing is we have to love ourselves. Once we learn to love ourselves, then we have the ability to love other people, be kind to other people. So we have to give ourselves love and grace and kindness and patience, all of these wonderful things. And once we do that, then we're able to do the same thing for others. We're able to love them, show up with kindness, compassion, and grace and patience. That we see ourselves in each other. If I've learned anything over these last 10 years with the Pink Socks movement, and I've traveled all around the world. Pink Socks is literally around the world. What I've learned in connecting with people and interacting and hearing other stories throughout the Pink Socks global community is that, Daniel, the reality is that we're all more similar. We're all more alike than we are different. No matter where we're from, no matter where we live, the Pink Sox story and our ethos, it transcends political ideologies and geopolitical boundaries and borders. It's just it's a common message that's been around way before you and me. It's been handed down through the centuries, through the line here, that love is the message, that showing up with love and kindness is the path for each of us.
Yes, it's handed by generation to generations to come.
Yeah.
So the story begins with a single pair of pink socks. What was the specific moment or feeling that transformed them from a simple clothing item to a powerful symbol?
Yeah. So it actually really, to back up in the story, and this goes kind of, more into the book, but in the beginning, it was really, I was wearing, well, I need to back up, I guess. In 2012, I stopped wearing pants. I started wearing a kilt. And so the
Hmm.
first thing I realized, when you wear a kilt, you have to wear fun, funky socks. You can't be wearing knee-high black socks. You can't be that guy, Bermuda shorts and knee-high black socks. So first day wearing a kilt, I was like, I've got to go get some fun socks because everybody sees your socks. So I had all kinds of fun socks: T-Rexes, corgis, pugs, tacos, robots, unicorns, rainbows, Sasquatch. Oh, and then I had these pink ones with the black handlebar mustaches. Those became the ones that really got the most attention. And so fast forward to 2015, I was involved with a startup at the time in the healthcare IT space out of Portland, Oregon. We were trying to raise some money, get our names on the map, and we went to a conference in Chicago that year, which is a big gathering of health IT professionals, about 42,000 people in suits and ties. Hey, I don't wear a suit and tie anymore. So I'm going in the kilt. And I told my co-founder and chief technology officer, Andrew Richards, don't wear a suit either. Wear some blue jeans and just wear a brew pub t-shirt. I'm going to go get 100 pairs of these pink socks that seem to be the crowd favorites. You put 50 in your little backpack. I'm going to put 50 pairs in my little backpack, and we're going to go walking into the McCormick Center in Chicago. And every time someone comes up and sees us and says, what's your story with these pink socks? We're going to give them a pair of pink socks. That's our opportunity to connect with someone new and say, hey, I'm Nick. This is Andrew. What's your name? Have a really true, authentic connection, and gift them pink socks as just a token of, once upon a time we connected together. And we had no idea that doing that would take over the conference. The hashtag pink socks, one word, always plural, hashtag pink socks, took over that event, went viral. All of this is in the book. Our minds got blown. We went from being a little startup in Portland, Oregon that no one had ever heard of to really taking over the event. Our hashtag was outperforming the event hashtag. We met so many really good people, great connections at that conference. And it really never, we never looked back. It just became a thing. And a year later, I got invited to go do a TEDx talk in San Francisco to talk about the pink socks. And when they called, I was like, well, what do you want me to talk about? Telemedicine? Because that was kind of the technology that we were involved with. And they're like, no, we want you to come tell the story of the pink socks movement. And, that's the first time anybody had ever called it a movement. I was like, no, it's not a movement. It's just a bunch of people gifting each other pink socks, having fun. It's like, no, it's a movement. We want you to come tell the story on the TED stage. And so I did. And it, we've never really looked back. And the book chronicles how we've grown through the years. And again, Daniel, it's really built on this ethos of gifting. Somebody sees your pink socks, comments on them, and then you say, hey, wait a minute, I've got some in my bag for you. Boom, you give them their pink socks and just keep it going. And that's how it's grown. And I believe that's how the book is going to grow as well, on this ethos of gifting. And so far, so good. And just excited to share the story and reach more people. And I tell you, Daniel, this is the first time I've ever written a book. It's the most challenging thing that I've ever done. It took me 2.5 years to write this book. I would start and then I'd walk away from it. I'd go months and then I'd come back to it. And, I was like, oh, goodness. And thankfully my editor kept pushing me, said, you got to do this. The world needs this message, needs the reminders, now, even more so maybe, the world at times can feel dark and fractured, a little broken. So this book's a good reminder for us to know what we really know in our heart. Our heart already knows this message. Sometimes our mind forgets it because of
Mm-hmm.
all the negative stuff we get in the news and the media, the algorithms and social media. It's just, none of that stuff. It's all fear-based, negative stuff. So this is just a reminder to, hey, let go of this stuff, come back down into the message that your heart already knows and follow that. And so I hope your audience, really resonates with this book. And it was a challenge, Daniel, writing this book because I felt I had to write it to three different audiences, three circles, if you will. The first circle being the people who already have their pink socks, over 300,000 people. They get it. They know what it is. So I needed to tell the story for them and the history of it and speak to what they knew. The second circle is the people that have heard of pink socks. They've heard about the movement, but they don't have their pink socks yet. So I needed to write the book for them. And then the third circle is really the larger audience. It's you, Daniel, and all of your viewers right now. You haven't heard about this. It's really you who shaped the direction that the book would go. So really, I wrote the book for you, and I hope you enjoy it. I hope it speaks to your heart. It's a very easy book to read. You can easily read this book in 1 to 2 sittings at most. I did that by design because I wanted you to stay in the flow of the Pink Sock story. And all the reviews that are coming in so far now are just been so good. I'm grateful that the book has spoken to people's heart and that their hearts are listening and they're sharing their heart speak back. Which is really the intention here, is that we all share a moment of connection and let our hearts do the talking.
And Mr. Nick, what was the personal void or need you were experiencing in your own life that the pain socks ultimately filled, leading you to share them with others?
Well, I tell you that the thing that really, I guess, we rolled all the way back in the calendar was I used to be a healthcare executive. I was the COO of a healthcare company in Nashville, Tennessee, which is like the healthcare mecca for US healthcare, all the companies that are owned and spawned out of Nashville. So I was a suit and tie guy most of my adult life. I was that guy, cufflinks, didn't have the beard, didn't look anything like this.
Mm-hmm.
And in 2010, I went to this thing called Burning Man, which is a giant experiment in the desert for a week in Nevada every year. Over 70,000 people from all around the world come and have this community and build a city in the desert where there is none. And it's an experiment in how we can all get along and show up in the now with a different way of being. And there's 10 principles to Burning Man that every participant kind of signs off on. It's our social contract, if you will, of we're going to follow these principles while we're there so that the event doesn't fold in on itself before the end of the week and it goes all Lord of the Flies on everybody. And so there's these 10 principles, and one of the principles is gifting. And it was really that ethos of the principle of gifting that caught me the most. I mean, I list the 10 principles right in the beginning of the book. We line up for most of the 10 principles: radical inclusion, radical self-expression, immediacy, decommodification, which is no branding, no selling. Everything's built on this gifting economy. And that really changed the way I viewed the world. Is, what if transactions weren't commoditized? What if it wasn't all about money? Right? What if it was just showing up as your true, authentic self, having a true, authentic connection? Right? So, Daniel, we're these things. This is not connection. This is connectivity. Connectivity, and it's important to not confuse connectivity with connection. Even though you and I are far, far apart right now, we're having a true, authentic connection. I mean, even
Mm-hmm.
in the beginning of this, before you started recording, right?
Mm-hmm.
You thought the backdrop was AI. I went over there to show you that, no, this is real. This is not AI. And so we've kind of
Mm-hmm.
authenticated that you and I are real people. We're not avatars.
Mhm.
We're not AI. This is not a meme. This is real. And so in a world of AI that's just growing so rapidly, it's becomes more and more important to have true, authentic connections. I mean, as humans, we crave connection. It's hardwired in our DNA. It's back here in our brainstem. We all want to connect, every single one of us. And when we give ourselves the space and the self permission to do that, that's where the magic happens. And Pink Socks, the book, that's really what it's all about. It helps you remember a way that you already know. It's just a reminder. So
Just a reminder indeed. Beyond the color, what is the core philosophy or set of values that the pink socks represent?
yeah, so it's all about showing up as your true authentic self, right? Loving yourself, being kind, and then showing up in a way that you can listen to another person's story, listen to their heart speak, hold space. Because every time you wear your pink socks or someone sees your Love More sticker or whatever gear you may have on, they'll say, "Hey, what is this about?" That's the opportunity for you to connect with someone new that had you not been wearing your pink socks that day, the two of you would have missed each other in the universe. And many, many times, that you say, "Hey, I'm Daniel. What's your name?" And they say, "Well, I'm John or I'm Susan." "Hey, it's good to see you, John. It's good to see you, Susan." That connection leads to the person saying, "Hey, do you have a minute?" "Yeah, I've got a minute." And they want to share a story that's on their heart. And many times, oftentimes, that's a sad story. It's a story of pain, of loss, death. It's I just found out I've got cancer. My wife just died from cancer. My son's in rehab. My daughter just went to prison. I was thinking about killing myself today. So you have to give yourself the opportunity and the time and the space to share with that person and say, "Yeah, well, let's get off the train. I'd love to sit and hear your story."
Mhm.
And when you do that, this one connection at a time, one pair of pink socks at a time, one person at a time, that's where we see ourselves in the other person. That's where we find humanity. That's where we find empathy. That's where we find healing. And that's what it's all about, Daniel. And it happens every single day. And every time, there's always that opportunity to show up that way. And it's a choice. And the more we show up that way, the easier it becomes. And the book will tell you stories of that and give you some really good guidelines to remind you of what you already know, that you're not alone in this, that everybody is feeling the same way you are. Everybody's feeling lonely and oftentimes scared and all the things. And we all just need a hug. Yeah. Everybody wants a hug. And
Yes.
when we take these out of our ears and we set the phone down and we just, I mean, you remember the days before we had these phones, right? Yeah.
Mhm.
Right. We went to the concert. We listened to the music. We danced to the music. We weren't consumed with taking selfies or, videoing it. We were in the moment. Yeah. This is a reminder to get back to that. And
In the
we can do this.
moment, yes, in the moment indeed. So, Mr. Nick, as a debut author, what are your short term and long term goals?
Short term and long term. I don't have any. I just want
Mm-hmm.
to stay present in the now, Daniel,
Mm-hmm.
and focus on the now, because that's really the only thing that exists. There is no past. And there really is no future. It's only the now, and in the now there's only love. And that's where we want to stay. We want to love more, fear less. Love more, fear less. And so let's keep doing that. Deal?
Deal.
Yeah, good.
Definitely. What a nice advocacy, Mr. Nick. And what would be your piece of advice for those people out there who want to be like you?
Well, you already know the way. Your heart already knows the way.
Mm-hmm.
Don't listen to the outside influences of telling you what you know to already be true. And if you need some help, come read the book. Yeah.
Yes. Please read the book. Buy
Yeah.
it, people, and let's support Mr. Nick
Well, Daniel,
Adkins.
all the proceeds from the sale of the book go to the nonprofit. to help
Mm-hmm.
support the nonprofit on its mission of spreading love and kindness. In the US, we help schools around the country teach teachers who are teaching kids about kindness, empathy, compassion, cooperation, anti-bullying, all that good stuff. We gift them pink socks. They wear their pink socks back to school typically every Monday, and every grade pre-K through 12 has a period that day where they teach those attributes of kindness. They call it their social emotional learning curriculum. So every book that we sell goes to help the nonprofit for its missions. We're very grateful for everybody who buys the book, and we're very grateful for how you continue to show up in your world and every now with love and kindness. So keep doing that.
Thank you for that advice, Mr. Nick. And can you please recommend a book or books that influence your journey?
One more time on that.
Can you please recommend a book or books that influence your journey?
Oh yeah. So it's funny that you asked that. So the hardback version, which is out now, it's available in hardback and Kindle, and we're doing paperback and audiobook in the spring. But when I worked with a designer on the book, Sandra, I said, look, I want the book to be the hardback. I want it to be the exact same dimensions as my favorite hardback that I've carried with me my whole life. And I'm 60 years old, and I've got first edition of Khalil Gibran's The Prophet.
Mm-hmm.
So the hardback is the same dimension as The Prophet. So as I hold the book, I already have this memory of, I know what this feels like. I've been carrying a book this size and weight my whole life that I've gone back to so many times in my life. So Khalil Gibran, The Prophet, I'd recommend that if you haven't read it. And then the other book is the paperback version of the book, is the same dimensions as The Four Agreements. Also
Yes.
a very good book. And yeah, I can't stress those two books enough: Four Agreements and The Prophet.
Thank you for that recommended books, Mr. Nick. And how do you hope the story within your work or within your book will inspire someone who feels isolated or believes that a small individual can make a difference?
Yeah, we can all make a difference. And so when we first started gifting pink socks, Daniel, the design element on the socks was just the mustache,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yes.
And then when I did the TED Talk in San Francisco, we added the puzzle piece to represent the power of connection. So these pink socks now, from 2017 forward, all have pink socks and puzzle pieces. And that's a reminder that we're all connected, all of us, no matter where we are, we're all connected. We're all part of this one thing. We're all part of this one big puzzle. We're each a piece in the beautiful puzzle. And when those pieces come together, the puzzle is revealed and is seen in all its beauty. And it takes each of us, it takes each of those pieces, beautiful and divine and special in our own ways. It takes each of us to show up and connect to complete the puzzle. Yeah. So
To
we're going to
complete
keep
the
doing that.
puzzle. Yes. We are all interconnected people, even the universe itself.
Yep.
As a founder, what does the future of the Pin Socks movement look like to you? Is it about continued growth or a deepening of the connections already made?
Yeah. Yes. And yes. Both of that. Both of those and more.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't see this slowing up. It's an organic movement that's grown through these 10 years on its own, grassroots, if you will. People all around the world sourcing pink socks. We provide pink socks at our cost via our website. We have a very wonderful vendor in Bangkok, Thailand that manufactures our pink socks for us. They manufacture socks for Nike, which is also headquartered in Portland, as we are. And years ago, I got introduced to the CEO of Nike operations in Vietnam, and it was a friend of hers, and went to her wedding. And afterwards, I said, "Hey, listen, when you get back from your honeymoon, I'd really love to get connected with who makes Nike socks in Vietnam." At that time, we were sourcing pink socks out of India, and she said, "I'll just do it right now." She connected me. She goes, "We don't get our socks out of Vietnam. We actually the manufacturers in Bangkok." And she made an introduction, a connection, and that connection from day one, we had Nike pricing and Nike terms, didn't have to fill out any credit stuff or any of that banking information. It was just based on a connection that we were able to find just a wonderful vendor who's never raised the prices on us and always delivers. And um, earlier this year, I was able to go to Bangkok and meet them for the first time and see the factory and meet the workers who've been making pink socks for us all these years. So that was really great. So yeah, life is life is about nice people, right? Connection,
Yes.
showing up with like-minded people who want to make a difference in the world. And you know, we're all out here. The thing is, we just have to find each other, and the easiest way to find each other is to make yourself available. Like I said, take out your ear pods, put your phone down, talk to the person sitting next to you on the train or the bus, or standing in line at the post office or the grocery store. Yeah, everybody wants to connect.
Everybody, for sure. And before we wrap up our discussion for today, Mr. Nick, I'm inviting you to please to listen to my other podcast, people, because my abstract essay is already in fifth season, abstract poetry in second season, book 101 review in fifth season too, comedy 101 third season, and my food 101 in fifth season as well, geography 101, love letters, movie 101 review, music 101, our fourth season, science 101, sex 101, second season of our baby podcast, law 101, mental health 101, and Bible verses 101. Please listen to them wherever you listen your podcast. So, Mr. Nick, tell us ultimately what is the one message you hope resonates with every single person who reads the last page of your book.
Love more, fear less.
Love more. Yes, I'm inviting you to please do come over to my love letter and let's talk about love, 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 Mr. Nick. And thank you so much for sharing your pin socks to the world. Yes. So, can you please invite our listeners to support your book, your advocacy, or whatever projects that you're doing right now?
Yeah, the best way to connect with us, Daniel, is via our website, pinksocks.life.
Yes.
Pinksocks.life. And you'll find the book easily on the homepage. Find that TED talk I talked about, and how to purchase pink socks and how to donate to help us. But come to pinksocks.life. And that is also
Yeah.
our Instagram account, pinksocks.life. So if you want to see pictures of a bunch of happy, smiley people around the world who are gifting pink socks each day, that's a great place to go. So grateful for everyone. So yeah, just keep showing up. Love and kindness. You got
Yes.
this.
Yes, people are support Mr. Nicholas Adkins because if you support him, for sure more and more kindness will rise. So, Mr. Nick, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Daniel. I'm grateful for you.
Likewise, more to come, people. See you soon.